Hey everyone, this is the Nagomi security platform. We connected here to the enterprise IT security platforms, EDR, identity network, network access, email, and more. And our objective is to actually assess the utilization of the coverage and effectiveness of your security tools given the threat scenario of interest. Let me show you how it works. The first thing is we take the attacker's perspective and we actually understand how are the seen in the wild threat scenarios working in the wild. We create a threat profile based on a threat that is currently being assessed by open source repositories like CISA, MITRE, and other open source repos, and we create a profile based on your geolocation and vertical. We then are able to actually assess the readiness that we have, again, based on the MITRE attack view. So we're able to actually understand how well are we protected and how resilient we are against each and every one of the techniques that we care about. Picking on phishing, which is one of the most important capabilities, we know that there is many compensating controls towards phishing. We can defend against phishing through identity, awareness training, email authentication protocols, MFA, and others. But what's important to know is how effective are those capabilities given the deployment of our existing tools. So what we're able to do is we're able to break the silo between the risk meaning of MFA and the technical deployment in our environment. We're able to understand why is MFA important, for example, because of MITRE, CIS and NIST framework, but how is it currently deployed and how effective it is. So we actually assess not only the coverage of the MFA, but actually the resilience. Have they registered a factor? Are they using a resilient factor? And have we actually used the important conditional access policies? If we take one example of disabling SMS as a weak factor for MFA, we can actually understand by each and every one of those accounts and users in our environment how well are they protected given our threat profile after understanding how their defensive capabilities from all of the tools that are currently covering those assets and getting their enterprise context. Once we have all of those findings, we're able to provide a prescriptive remediation, which is completely prioritized given our threat profile on what to fix first, in order to prioritize our team's effort. Picking on one of those, we're able to understand what to fix, how to fix, why to fix, what are the affected policies, and what are the affected assets. Now that we're able to do that, we're actually able to provide three main use cases. The first one is understanding the tool utilization that we already have today. Have we used, are the current tools actually covering the attack surface? Are we using their capabilities and are we using them to the best practices of the users? So in many cases, what we see is that there is a lack of coverage or tool white space of coverage, for example, of agents. Sometimes we're not using the right capabilities of the tools. All of this is actually coming out of the box. Second part is communicate risk effectively to other security leaders, for example, understanding how well are we protected from our within our threat profile, exploring change, improvements, and degradation that we actually see in our environment. And we're able to understand tool utilization and how are we actually protecting each part of the organization, for example, by business unit and geolocation, by providing business context. Last, we'll add that we're able to add business metrics, for example, understanding how effective is our security awareness training, MFA, EDR, and many others.